bebop licks, dominant 7. So today I'm going to go over, this is sort of like approaching jazz, how to play over a dominant 7 chord, kind of approaching it like a blues, how you would approach blues. So in a blues, if we had a blues in F, we would take the F pentatonic scale and learn licks. And then we take those licks and kind of use them, try and come up with variations, same kind of thing. Similar thing in jazz is to learn the language. We want to, so we have an F. The first thing I'll write out in tab, right? Let's take an F7. Is you'd have, we have all kinds of scales we can use, but the mixolydian scale is the technical. It also fits C Dorian because in a 2/5, C minor 7 and F7 go together. But let's just focus on the dominant chord. So the scale that fits C minor 7, C Dorian is also F mixolydian, same scale. But again, having the scale is not, when you're playing jazz, I mean it's helpful, but you should start out by learning the basic language and then taking it from there. So licks, so it comes down to licks. Now what we have is, I'm starting with a basic Charlie Parker lick, which is we find the third of the chord, and we're going to go up A, C, E flat, so a dominant, and then the G on top, so it's an F7/9, and then he comes back to the D, the 13, and resolves back on the C. That's just a basic idea. And then some variations on that. For starters, well, let me write out some. We can use that as kind of a springboard for scale itself, going from F down to E flat, is right there. So we can incorporate that. We can use that run to get up the scale, come down with the bebop. Let's see, so for actual variations written out. There's our first lick, and then we also do it here. We can chromatic that. And then as a springboard for lines, go like that. There's another line using the chromatic there. There's the bebop scale, which is when we play F, E to E flat, and incorporating it into the Parker lick. Or we could go up the scale, up, or all the way up to the top. There's the C minor 7. Here's another line. There's that lick, C minor, E flat major 7. So, and then into the scale. Now let's take it over here. Same kind of idea, but we'll look at lines coming from above into that ending lick. So we go and then with the bebop lick, F to E flat. Now, so these are coming from also from the A, the major third, but we're doing the high A up here, and then going down into the Parker idea instead of, and then so the opposite would be to start with the low A. So we can come from both directions. So after a while, after you see, you know, a bunch of licks, I'll have a bunch of them written out, all those ones I played. But after you start seeing licks that, you start seeing a lot of repetition. You start to understand, you know, how to create, just like blues licks. You start to see how to create the lines. So now the next thing is, let's just put it to, and this is what I played in the beginning, which is a little bit repetitive. There's F, but then we did it in an F blues, so next would be B flat, and then back to F. Now this one, same lick but in F altered, so that's a B7. Now we have a variation on it on B flat. That's a diminished variation, which I'll cover, and then the back to F. D7, the diminished variation, a G7, C diminished, F, D7, G minor, C7. All right, so the diminished variation is, so the lick normally is starting on the third, but all we have to do to make it diminished is when we're ascending, instead of hitting the 9, the G, is we're hitting the flat 9. So if I did it here, I'm starting from this A. Now, the cool thing about it is once you change it to the diminished version, you can do it not only from the A, but every 3 frets. So from bright, what I call bright diminished, if you watch the diminished video, I kind of go over this concept. So now we can take that lick and start it from the C, from the E flat, this is thinking F7, and the F sharp. Oops. So B flat, in the song, it's written out in B flat 7, the diminished version. And then on the F, I'm using on the blues. On the F, I'm just sticking to and then diminished on the D7. So that is this lick. Parker plays a lot. It's in Donna Lee at some point. It's part of the head right there. He plays it in B flat 7 in the head of Donna Lee. But it, you know, it's in his solos a lot, and as well, a lot of the jazz, you know, players after Parker, they also use it the same way as a springboard for licks. You know, it gets kind of repetitive, obviously, if you play it too much, but you know, just adding, or instead of using it to go up, to go down, trying to find. You don't always have to start on the, eventually, you know, you don't have to start on the third, you can start on take the second note. Or, then I added a few notes prior to the lick. As soon as you do the diminished, you can start going up 3 frets. low version into the top down version. So I think that about covers it. Any questions on that, let me know. It's a cool little lick to, And the other thing is in playing changes, the good thing about these small licks is you only have, the changes go by quickly. Even in a blues, you only have 4 beats, and you're done. So it's good to have these small little cells, structures to create lines, Use this like a skeleton, and then you explore ways to B flat, B flat, B flat, F, F7, G, C, and so forth. So they go by quickly, so it's good to have these, if an F chord comes in the changes and you're trying to just grab, play the scale, it's tricky. Then so it'd be F, B flat, I gotta switch to the B flat scale, B flat whatever, then back to F, B flat, B diminished, F, it's kind of tricky. It's a little easier to have fragments of the chords, and then that you can come up with variations with, and again, if you just take a fragment and just have the fragment by itself, again, that's going to get repetitive, if I did that every time. So it's good to be able to take it and start from different notes. There I started from the 3rd note, I went down. You could play the 9 and the flat 9, B flat, back to F. And so on. All right, cool. So until next time, rock on with bebop licks on F7. See you next time.
Mm-hmm.